He even thinks he's already in heaven all of a sudden. He realizes the aroma of his master. She has become even stronger. Looks up, he sees Oberon standing there. Oren is surprised and asks him what he is doing. Nico tries to justify her presence in the room, telling Oren that it's not what he thinks. He assures Oren she is not doing anything. He reveals that he has only come to bring him new clothes, since he has given away his coat on the coast, and he shows him the coat he's holding in his hands, revealing to him that she has stayed awake all night to make one identical to the one he has given. Oren is glad to hear this, as he has been wondering about it. Where was I going to get a new Oren coat? He gives Nico a pat on the head, and he tells her that he can't do without her. Nico's body lights up with love upon hearing this. She believes that he just confessed that he can't live without her. She thinks that with this, Oren wants her to be by his side forever. After having survived 2 intense battles, Oren believes that the time to rest has finally come. However, something interesting happens. The next morning, the village is attacked by orcs. The leader of the invading unit orders your men to raise the village and take everything of value. He also wants to make sure that all the girls are tied up so they don't escape suddenly. Some lev arrows reach some of the orcs, petrifying them on the spot. The leader of the orcs turns around and sees Nika behind him. He's surprised that Nika is bold enough to attack his men. She wonders if Nico is tired of living, but Nika stays strong. Nico tells the orc leader to free his companions. If you don't want to end up like their petrified soldiers. The orc leader mocks her and tells Nika, who is making a mistake, let him know that it's already finished. Before Nico realizes it, a group of orcs are already aiming at him from behind. Just when it's about to be crushed, the orcs are impaled by Ron's improved blood prison. Since the burial skill, the blood prison has been improved. It is no longer restricted to one area. The blood spikes fix themselves automatically in multiple objectives and even activate faster. Oren stab most of the orcs soldiers as if they were skewers. Nika feels the aura even before seeing Oren, and he already knows that it's his teacher's work. Oren assures Nika that he has everything under control, and he tells them that he will take care of the invaders. Orko is surprised to see a vampire among the succubi. It turns out that the leader is a level 3 beast and is an orc centurion. The orc leader suggests to Oren, keep out of the fight, because it's none of your business. This enrages Yaren. What do you tell the orc leader about the blood of the women? It's in their system. He assures the orc leader that he has gone too far, and there's no turning back for the enraged Oren. Activate the skill of the Victor's Pact and summon Ita. Immediately, Ita appears and tells Oren that she is ready to serve him. Ida stays afloat to cultivate Nico's aura. Impressed to see the creature I've summoned, your teacher and glad that the creature summoned by your master. The orc leader is also very powerful. He is not at all scared of going, since he believes he is nothing more than another creature. The orc leader reveals that he has between 80 and 100 orcs under his command. Ida goes into action and unleashes her devastating power. This immediately affects the orcs, since they are not prepared for a psychological attack. The orc soldiers start stabbing each other with their weapons. The thoughts of committing suicide take hold of them. They consider themselves as trash that doesn't deserve to live. They start to confess all the bad things. What have they done while they're banging their heads and committing suicide? Oren also earns experience points. The orc leader falls to the ground, realizing that her head is full. He is capable of dark thoughts. Free yourself from pushing oneself to the limit and declaring that one is an orc centurion. He gets up and proclaims, however, that he's carrying, I get the pride of all the orcs. Oren doesn't give him the opportunity to continue his speech before kicking him in the jaw. Inferior splashing blood everywhere. Oren tells the orc about his definition of honor. It's totally out of place. Oren doesn't stop there. He turns his body to deliver a powerful kick to the orc's body. This causes him a strong surge of pain and shock, making him bleed from the mouth, as if it were juice while Oren is beating him up. Of course, to the orc, the survival of the succubus village, it depends on him. Oren throws it for the sounds of a kick, and while this one comes out, flying without control over your body, Oren activates his red storm, sending the swarm of bats after the orc leader. The orc leader declares that his defense is top-notch, and the bats of Oren, they have no chance against him. He used his sword to block the attack of the bats and then boast before Orenda that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to defeat him if it weren't for the presence of Ida. Oren reminds the leader, an orc who invaded the village with a horde of orcs, which makes him the last person I should preach about one-on-one duels. To finish off the orc leader, Ida and Nico combine their attacks, which triggers a great explosion that takes down the orc leader. Oren declares that his decision to hold back is his downfall. To finish with him, Oren impales the orc leader with blood spikes. After defeating the orc leader, you receive the notification that have been given to him and the fact that he has also leveled up. After making sure that the orcs have been defeated, Oren asks if everyone is okay and he assures you that your presence has guaranteed the safety of the village without suffering much damage. Neko adds that it's been really tough beating the orcs. The other succubi believe that with what she has done, the orcs will think twice about it before attacking the village again. They're so happy that I cried. I have helped them. They really don't even know how they're going to pay him. Aaron tells Ida, who is impressed with their behavior. Even though it's the first time I'm calling her. He tells him that he has done very well that he has finished off the orcs with his powers of crying. Ida blushes a lot while telling him it's been an honor to serve you. He assures Oren that he will do everything he wants him to do. Oren immediately takes advantage of this opportunity to tell Ida, let her follow him because he has an important mission for her. Oren takes her to the forest and he bites his neck to suck his blood. Tita is surprised because he just tortured her with his long penis. And he's already biting her neck without letting go. She asks Oren if what he's doing, it's one of their missions, or if you're just trying to fulfill a fantasy. However, Ida is not complaining. Since she is willing to endure whatever it may be. Oren wants while sucking the blood of Ida. The system informs him Ida's affection has increased to 50%, which also completes their daily mission of sucking up sex opposite once a day. After finishing drinking, Oren tells Ida that he needs to drink her blood. Tell him that he needs to drink, bleeding every day to stay strong. At that moment, she realizes that she is acting strangely. She thinks that Ida is until anemic. They realize that it's gone. She is suffering from something completely Ida reveals different. That after her fight with Oren the previous day, your body is sensitive. To see again. Oren makes him relive the defeat he suffered in life. She is all wet and tells him around that makes her feel very strange. He blushes while his body is completely wet, and he tells Oren that he needs to retire and disappear of the presence. Oren enjoys the pleasure of getting wet. Later, Neko swims in the pool with another succubus. Neko talks about the good things that Oren has done for the people and wonders how he can repay them. The succubus tells him that there's only one way, and that's why I offered my body to Oren. Neko agrees with her friend, but thinks that Oren, he is always so focused on the battle, doesn't even have time for other social activities. Moreover, Neko herself, she has no experience with men, and they wonder if they have what it takes to satisfy your master. The succubus then asks Neko if she believes in gold. He is not interested in her. Neko believes it's like that because he's tried it several times, but it has never worked. Neko's friend tells him to seduce. For men, it's an easy skill that all succubi have. They should let him know that in reality, she has it, but who is too innocent to express it? Then he tells Nika, who has a way of making someone cry and become obsessed completely with her. Tell Nika to leave the towel to be able to teach him something very important. He does what he's told and stays at the pool with an attractive body, asking her friend what she has to do. After taking off the towel, her friend hits her with a burst of energy. Neko is surprised by the result of what he has done. She asks her friend what just happened. Her friend tells her about her combat skills. They are the tallest among the succubi. However, the brand in shape from the heart that just appeared in your body. It's the only way she can finally call herself a real succubus. Meanwhile, Oren, she realizes that to use Victor's pact. It's really crazy. She realizes that improve your mana if you want to use the skill frequently. Plan to maintain your strength and endurance to train physically while adding your attribute points to your mana section. Oren is conducting his training session when Nico enters the room. Very excited to see Oren, he tells Oren, who has finally found a way to reward him for his good deeds. Oren is sweaty after exercising and called Nico with a very sweet voice that melts all the emotions of the girl Nika. She smiles excitedly while contemplating the physique and compares it to a masterpiece, perfectly sculpted. Your body starts to tremble, just the simple sight of contemplating Oren's physique. At that moment, Nika tries to use the status effect on Oren but fails. The state effect that he tried using it is the effect of lust. But it turns out that Oren is immune to the effect. It turns out that the friend Nika forgot to tell him that he would suffer a counterattack if the status effect failed. She realizes later Oren is a demon god of blood, and there's no way the effect will work with him. He wonders what will happen to Nika. In Oren's room, he doesn't get angry with Nika, but he only cares about the mark on his body. Nika reveals that their body is very hot, and that her head is full of crazy thoughts. He talks about how hard it is for him to control herself and begs Oren to help her. Oren brings her closer to him and hugs her, telling him that you understand how he feels, but it still hurts, knowing that you're not thinking clearly in your current state. Neko then tells his master, who is free to do whatever they want with it. Oren can't hold back and kisses Neko the next morning. Neko wakes up and finds herself in Oren's bed. He realizes that there is an endless wave of mana flow through your body, Neko. He has never felt something like this before, with the feeling of reaching the next level. At that moment, he realizes that what he's feeling might, due to what happened during the night. He doesn't want to believe that Oren is capable of causing that effect. She's glad that Oren has slept with her, even though his mark of lust hasn't had an effect on him. Compare the feeling to being devoured alive and admit that it's been the experience more intense and the most amazing thing he has experienced in his entire existence and receives the news that his follower, Neko, has obtained the essence of the blood demon. Because of this, their statistics have increased drastically and also advanced to level 4. Even Oren. She is surprised. I didn't know that their essence could really do this. The system informs of what the essence of the blood demon is. It only activates when a follower reaches 100% affection. However, a follower can only receive this effect once. Oren realizes that the skill cannot be repeated, but still, she considers it to be a completely unbalanced effect. The fact that Nika now be a level 4 beast, it means that their statistics are higher than those of Oren. He's lost in his thoughts, and Neko realizes it. He asks Oren, if you're disappointed with your performance from last night, start quickly. Deny this and tell Neko that they were amazing. Neko blushes upon hearing it. He tells Oren that he considers it a great honor to serve him. Neko is letting Oren know that he now belongs to him. At that moment, the system reminds you that you have a mission, daily task that Oren must complete. He asks her elegantly, I wonder if there are other tribes of beasts in the area. Him about the tribes that have female members. Neko then reveals the group of orcs that attacked the village yesterday is located on the other side of the forest. Oren, the orcs, they attack and terrorize other beast clans. While listening to this, Oren and Neko are heading to the village. Orca, upon arriving at the orc village, Oren is sure that there will be women orcas living in the village, since they have tormented the other villages for so long. Oren believes it's time for revenge. Oren tells Neko to show what he's capable of doing, since he just advanced to a new level. However, he tells him to keep the women alive. Nico, accept your master's order and reveal it. She is very happy that he allows revenge on the orcs that have terrorized them for so long. Jumps into the air and prepares to launch an energy orb. Purple is very happy with the level of power that runs through their veins. Without hesitation, he unleashes his power while over eliminating the orcs with his power. Oren also earns experience points with this. Oren smiles as he confirms that every time his followers he earns the same amount of experience points that the one who would have killed them, Nikos. The first wave of attack leaves a crater in front of the village, and she lets the orcs know that she has come to end it with all of them. The warriors orcs laugh at Neko and tell him that he's nothing more than succubus. They attack her with their weapons in hand, but Neko easily grabs them by the head and crushes them together. Neko, reload. Ready to show the orcs what I'm capable of, he pulls out a whip from his body and jumps into the air, while encouraging the orcs to give their best to attack it. The orcs take the bait because they are fools, but this makes them look ridiculous. she defeats them. The experience points are going to your master Oren. He is very satisfied with the progress he is making. Since Neko does all the work, while he just sits back and collects the reward. Advance to level 25 and acquires a new skill, Dark Affinity. Check what the skill consists of. It grants a 30% increase in movement speed during the night or in dark environments, and the attacks that it inflicts on enemies also cause bleeding what's left of him 1.5% of the life points, and it lasts for 5 seconds. Delighted with the new skill, and he realizes that the system is turning him little by little. I'm becoming a real vampire. Because it will be more effective fighting at night. In a short time, Neko finish off the orcs and stand on a mountain of corpses. He's disappointed in the orcs. They haven't been able to offer more resistance. One of the orcas that is a warrior emerges and threatens to teach Neko a lesson as soon as Oren activates the Crimson Flash. And he appears right behind her. The orca is surprised to suddenly see Oren behind her. With a threatening look, Oren plunges in without hesitation. Her teeth are in the orca's neck and she screams while Oren manages to complete his daily task. After the battle, count the corpses, and they realize that Neko has finished off 178 orcs. However, she has been able to capture 30 female orcs. Oren is satisfied with the performance of Neko tells him that his progress is a good thing. Neko is showing himself tells Oren that it's thanks to him. Given that Neko's level has increased, she thinks she should be able the duration of petrification of their love arrows. He tells him to turn the orcas into stone. Once you return to the village, I want you to keep them in a safe place because you'll need them later. Oren doesn't care if they're ugly. As long as they serve what he wants, he knows he won't have to worry about his daily tasks for a whole month. At that moment, Neko shows him the orb has found and tells him that it could be valuable for him. She gives him the orb and Hwanda. Oren picks it up. He realizes that it's a rare object, the magic breath pill, which increases the maximum when MP. The aura is consumed and hidden. What is demonic that blocks external detection? Oren's face lights up with anticipation, realizing that they could completely hide their aura if I took the pill. With this pill, Oren realizes that he can return to the city without being detected by the awake hunters. She swallows it immediately. And that's when he remembers that he has an unpaid bill. Sign in the next morning. Therefore, he uses one of the captives to complete their task. Then he tells Neko and Ida that he's going to the city. Neko is worried and asks him However, Oren has done something wrong. Oren calms her down, and he tells her that she's been amazing and that he's satisfied with everything she has done. He tells her that he has some personal issues to resolve. So she is going to travel to the city of Neko that it won't take more than a few days. He tells him that Ida is under his command. But they shouldn't just sit back and do nothing. She wants them to take control and to eliminate all the beasts within a radius of 10 miles. He gives Ida a pat on the shoulder while talking to Neko. He tells Neko to follow the usual procedure. If you encounter any female beast, Neko smiles, ready to continue. All the instructions from Oren. After giving his instructions, he leaves and tells the girls to get to work. Immediately, Ida is wondering why now. Does Neko have to go to the city, or who is waiting for him there? He simply tells him that Oren's affairs, they will always be beyond what they can understand. Meanwhile, in the southern city, he's having fun with Oren's coat. She lies on him, massages him, and gets in the mood. That after their encounter in the forest, not a minute has passed without thinking about him. She wakes up the next morning because of a strange sound in his room. He turns around and sees Oren doing exercise next to your bed. Oren speaks indifferently. Windsor wakes up startled. He asks her if he has woken her up, but the girl is stunned since he didn't feel his presence at all. Besides, she wants to know how he knew her address. Then Oren reminds her that she swore loyalty to him, and that's how he can feel his location. Speaking like a real king is asking him if you need permission to control your subordinate. She quickly responds that Oren is free to do so, only with the presence of Oren in the room. Shore's affection level shoots up to 60 and 3% Oren. Then he tells him there is something he wants her to do for him. Oren tells him a short story. We need your help to collect information about someone, and this person is none other than Saijin, the awakening of a level that works for the elite center Oren. He says he needs to know what his next missions are. Sure smiles, and she tells Oren that she is the leader of a squadron of the group. And getting this kind of information, it's quite easy for her. Since he has contacts, Oren mentions it. So what else has piqued your curiosity? Tell sure to ask me whatever he wants, assuring him that he will respond to everything he reveals that he saw her sleeping on his coat during the night and that she wouldn't stop moaning his name. He asked her what she was dreaming about. Shower blushes upon hearing this and starts to stutter. It turns out that Shower was dreaming that he was with Oren. She is reliving the memories in her head, when suddenly the alarm goes off, reminding him that he has to go to work. Jump out of bed and go out to start preparing and assures him Oren will get you the information. What does Oren need after his turn? He is surprised by his reaction and simply assumes he has had a really wonderful dream. Later that same day, Sue is in the underground parking of the Razzery group, thinking about what has happened with Oren, when he encounters two guys who give off a certain vibe of authority. The one who is dressed in red tells him that he would like to ask him something you want to know about the wave magic that happened a few days ago. It turns out that his younger brother is Yuen. He was surprised to find out that his brother had died during the investigation of the magical surge. And to make matters worse, Yuen's body was abandoned at the headquarters. Wants to know how Sue managed to return alive when someone stronger than her couldn't even do it. The guy dressed in red is Yugu, and he is a legend awakened by tears. What makes Shore quite dangerous? She is scared. But he asks Yugu if she thinks she killed Yuen. The other guy who is with Yugu is one man, and he has a golden tear awakened. The woman tells her boss that they shouldn't waste time asking questions to Swarry. Just give him a beating to get the information they want. Wonder Man, don't waste time and pounce on Shore. And activate your ability to turn your fists into fire. But just when he is about to hit Shore, she raises a wall of ice to block his attack. Shore is surprised by the sudden hostility of Wonder Man. What compels her to ask if that's how the Elite Center works? The show mentions that one man, he can't act as he pleases just because I have a legendary tear. Reminds them to support him when he wakes up. To the two who are at the group's headquarters, what if the alarm goes off? Everyone in the building will be on your side. She assures them that she will be delighted to fight against them if that's what you want. At that moment, Yu urges his Ira not to misinterpret his actions. He tells him that Meng is just an impulsive person like his deceased brother. Yugu reveals that she doesn't want problems. They are Yugu responses. Reveals that when he went to the place of the incident to investigate, he found nothing but a skeleton. Shower tells him Destin and Yugu, they didn't see the beast that attacked them, and saying this, Yugu is leaving. Smile like a maniac while thanking Shower for their cooperation. Shower. She is because Yugu has it in the spotlight, and he realizes that things seem to have gotten worse. The majority of the awakened ones, they barely surpass the gold level in their entire life. The diamond level. Starry is considered a miracle. However, the legendary level, which is even above the star diamond, it's the best of the best. She knows that Yugu, she may be acting calmly, but deep down, it's extremely dangerous. Shore realizes that he needs to warn Howren before it's too late. After Suar leaves, Yugo coughs and the man is asking if Yugo assures his subordinate that everything is fine. But he's trying to keep his touch under control. Yugo then tells one man, look for the two subordinates who were with Sweat on the day of the incident. He tells one, a man who interrogates them. And what if their stories don't match even slightly? He is willing to kill all three, including himself. A little later, receive a large amount of experience points, and he realizes that Nico has been working hard. Thanks to that, Oren has reached level 27. He is quite sure that as long as your number of followers keeps increasing, he will never slow down when it comes to leveling up. The system grants him a new title, Battlefield Commander. This is a title that increases all followers in a 10% Oren. He realizes that the new title is much better than Slayer's The Undisputed Truth. At that moment, Sho returned to the house and tell Oren what has been achieved. Everything he asked for and revealed to him about Saijin. He will lead a squadron out of the city at 10 p.m. from that same day, composed of 8 awakened people from level 0 in Chile. He also has a file that contains all the information about the mission, the squadron members' skills, their addresses, and even their phone numbers. Shore tells Oren that he has done everything possible, but this is all that he has been able to gather. Oren is surprised to hear this because she basically has dug up all the information about Sagan and his team Eren. He is very satisfied with what he has in front of him. Tell your mom that she's the best. Upon hearing this, Shure's affection level rises to 69%. Shuri tries to act indifferent by telling Oren what he has done. It's not a big deal, and praising her won't make her happy. Oren realizes his intention, and she knows she's just trying to look tough. Oren realizes that he asks about a box. If you reveal that the box is a gift for Oren, there are several inside the box. High-quality health potions that restore 500 life points. There are also high-quality mana potions that restore 500 mana points. Besides this, there is a lot of equipment that he has gotten for Oren. She provides him with a sword and armor. Everything is of high quality and provides you with more to your statistics. Oren, the team is getting ready. What makes him look like a real gentleman? Eren is impressed with the team because he knows it undoubtedly costs a fortune. He's surprised that Shore is giving him the equipment for free. Sheridan reveals that Eren is being pursued by the Elite Center and that the person who leads the attack is a legendary one awakened by tears. Shore tells Eren what has the team gotten for him, just in case things go terribly wrong. At that moment, Oren approaches Shur, surprising her. She asks him what he's doing, but now answer the question by kissing it. Shur's affection level skyrockets to 83%. Just for this, Shur. He can't believe that his first kiss was with Oren. Oren thanks him and he tells him that he will always remember his kindness. However, he tells him that there is something he has to do. So he has to leave and go out of the apartment. And the system informs him that your team's statistics have been applied, but the visual appearance is hidden. How do you have some free time? Oren decides to go see how his sister is doing. Show you moments later. Oren arrives at the institute where his sister studies. However, he hides his presence because he is not yet ready to show himself to his sister. She knows how dangerous it is for her to be seen with him, since she could easily get involved in his problems. Oren plans keep getting stronger and stronger in order to finally be next to your sister when he knows he has the power to protect her. After seeing how it is, Oren is leaving because blood is thicker than water. Xiaoyu feels a strange presence at the door, but she doesn't see anything. Before realizing it, tears are already running down her cheeks. In another place, Sizen and her team are finishing off monsters. They will complete their mission in a short time. He tells the team to pick up the entire team of monsters and any valuable object from the corpses. The team members, they are impressed by how strong Izugen is, since he has easily destroyed a level 3 beast. As if nothing happened, him and tell him that he will soon reach the level. Silver with your current progress, Saigen. He tells his team members to stop flattering him. We urge you to pick up their things so they can go home and sleep. At that moment, Oren's voice echoes behind them, saying how surprised I am. With everyone thinking they'll get out of there alive, Saigen and the whole team are surprised to see Oren alive. Saigen can't believe Oren. I have survived being devoured by the python. Consider it as an impossible feat. Oren lets him know that nothing is impossible. He tells the team that the only reason she is there is to pay for the sin of having betrayed him. One of the team members is laughing at Oren, reminding you that you're not an awakened person who is threatening your captain. He also makes fun of Oren's clothes, asking him if he's cosplaying as Dracula. The annoying guy keeps saying that Saigen, he had to sacrifice Oren for the common good, and he doesn't see anything wrong with what his captain did. He adds that Oren is to blame for being weak. The guy tells Joran, stop behaving like a petty person, since she has come out alive. He crosses the line when he pulls $200 and offers Oren it to them as compensation for his emotional distress. He suggests that you take the money and forget about the issue. He hasn't finished saying this when Oren draws his sword and cuts off his head before he can tell what's going on. Oren stands there with a threatening and serious air, while telling the decapitated body of the guy who doesn't want his money lets all team members know that all he wants is to send them to the most to join their Saigen ancestors. Is surprised to see his teammate's head rolling on the ground, as he clearly recalls that Oren is a normal human. What brings you to ask yourself how he has been able to kill his teammate? which is also a level 2-0 awakening, so without many things go through his head and comes to the conclusion that his partner let his guard down. So he lost his head session orders immediately to the team that attacks to avenge his fallen comrade. The rest of the team accepts the order and rushes after. They yearn to make him pay for what he has done. He is told that his luck will not be able to save him twice, and one of them launches his thunder attack against. Adrian declares that he has just used all his power against Jin, leaving a cloud of purple smoke where it is found. Oren, he thinks there should be nothing left of Oren, except his charred body. Suddenly, a spike of blood appears just below his jaw, impaling it on the spot. Saijin's eyes light up with disbelief, and is not the only one. Because the rest of them are shocked by what just happened. Listen to Oren speaking from within the smoke, mocking lightning, calling it a weak attack that only tickled Oren. Lets the dead man know that he is very weak, and that it will take much longer to turn him into a hero. Seeing this, Saijin adopts a defensive posture, realizes that Oren was just hiding his true strength, and that he is not a normal person. Dies to the point of insanity. For urgent reinforcements. Saijin tries to calm down on the fact that it is only Oren, then orders everyone to attack him all at once. Everyone obeys the order and launches themselves against this one. Remains unperturbed there, asking them why they think he is alone. Activates Victor's pact and calls for a first. The two guys behind he are stabbed like chickens, and Oren receives experience points. One way emerges from the shadows, beautiful looking but terrifying, and attackers, because they think they have any chance of against his master. One way pursues another team member and cuts him with his sharp claws. Oren does not sit and wait for him to go do all the work. Also charges against enemies and cuts them with his sword, shedding his blood just as they did to him. In a short time, First Leg and Oren wipe out all the team members. I need only the main person, Sisson. One Way wants to finish him off, Oren stops her and tells her to calm down. Oren tells One Way that Saijin is his business. Realizing that he is alone with Oren, Saijin reveals his surprise as Oren is able to take things beyond his imagination. Sin embargo lets Oren know that he has already discovered his secret. Since the fight began, Saijin says Oren has been trying to hide his mana, but this one keeps slipping away with every attack. In addition to this, Ida, Low Llama Maestro. With this, Saijin realizes that Oren is no longer human. Sishin yells at Oren, asking him if he gave up his humanity just so I can kill him. Oren admits it and tells Saijin that he had no other choice and that he owes everything to him. Saijin then tells Oren that he is making a mistake because it is not acting in the rank it believes. Saijin says he has been preparing for days like this since his last meeting with Paisan Saijin. Take a syringe containing a substance suspicious and injects it into her neck. Saijin reveals that the substance is a drug experimental that it bought on the black market, and that it is capable of its full potential. Also allows you to overcome your limitations, which means that right now he is a rank awakening. Silver Saijin says boldly to Oren that it is too early for your mission of revenge. Oren realizes that Saijin has been transformed into an orange squad, but even so, he doesn't think Saijin can do much. Oren lets him know that it is currently nighttime, which means that Sizian has no chance. Laughs when he hears this and Oren, who is quite strong as he is, Sizian believes that a higher-ranking warrior, silver level, would have difficulty keeping up with him. Pounces on Oren and tells him that he cannot escape death at that time. Oren disappears from his sight. Sishin is left in shock as he saw Oren moving at high speed around him. Can't believe that even with drugs running through its system, cannot keep up with Oren's movements. Oren cuts Sizian's back while he is still trying to search for it. Oren's ability is activated and enters a bleeding state that will last 5 seconds. Oren does not stop there as he continues, inflicting more damage to Saijin's body. Oren cuts him all over his body. What leads to Ada wondering why Oren keeps attacking the guy without deleting it. Ada clearly sees that Oren has the opportunity to end Saijin, but she doesn't even avoid the vital points of your body. Ida comes to the easy conclusion that Oren is enjoying what he's doing to Saijin. Saijin shouts, telling Oren to show himself because he's not going to lose against a piece of trash like him. Saijin is bleeding everywhere, but he still believes he has a chance All of a sudden, Oren appears behind him and stabs him with a sword, stabbing him in the chest from behind. Oren whispers in his ear that he has plans for him. She falls to the ground. Oren continues to exhaust his health with his blood skill. Tears flow from his eyes as he begs Oren to kill him because she is feeling a lot of pain. Fun of Zazen, reminding you that a few moments ago I was talking about cleaning the floor with him, and now he is already begging for mercy. Oren takes out a health potion and tells Zazen, who has no intention of killing him so easily, but it's going to heal it, and Oren, he keeps his word. He gives Sizian the health potion that restores her health, 500 health points. Just when Sizian feels better, Oren stabs him again. Oren tells Sizian he has a lot of health potions for him. He plans to stab him every 5 seconds so that you can experience an infinite level of pain and despair with the little strength he has left. Zazen tells Oren that he is very cruel. Oren then reveals the final phase of his plan, just to show how cruel it can be, because that's what Sizian is. You're hinting. And he tells him that he's going to throw him to the python and let him enjoy Sizian as his food. It's then when Ida finally he realizes Oren enjoys making fun of his enemies. She remembers when Oren tormented her in the arena, and because of this, concludes that Oren, he is nothing less than a full-blown sadist. Meanwhile, Yugu, he has received reports that there is something strange, which resembles the one they've been tracking. They tell him that the location is close to your squadron's mission location. Yugu immediately gives off a terrible aura, ready to give a home to whoever has killed their brother. After Oren finished off Zane, he drags it to where the python is, and he holds his head high so that he can see what's going to happen to him. He realizes how messed up it is and starts begging him, don't go through with what you're about to do. IG reveals his fear, saying that they don't want to be the python's meal. Oren ignores his pleas and mercilessly cuts his throat. Then he throws it to the python, and the snake catches Saijin's body in the air and it swallows it. After the snake finished devouring Saijin, Oren turns around to leave. He is surprised to see that the snake is already leaving. Later, he realizes that the snake doesn't see it as a threat because it has been classified like a beast. After killing Saijin, Oren reaches level 30 and unlocks another skill. The system shows the unique resonance ability and tells him that when the affection from a follower reach 100%, your soul will resonate with Oren's, which will generate exclusive Huron power. Team realizes. So what's the skill? It only activates with the maximum of affection. But he has already experienced the resonance of Nikas's soul. And even though he has only used the blood for 10 minutes, the weapon statistics are also very powerful. Back then, when Oren, she realizes that she can generate all their followers. What basically? It means that your potential is limitless. Ida's affection is currently at 50%. While he left, it's at 83%. Eren decides that he will have to focus on his life. In the meantime, suddenly, the system sends him a warning. He tells him that a goal, extremely dangerous, is heading towards him. The system advises her leave immediately. Oren doesn't take the warning lightly and yells at ITA, cancel your invocation. Meanwhile, Yugu travels at great speed, heading towards the place, arrives with a bang, leaving an explosion with his landing. However, he can't find anyone or any animal in the area. What leaves him confused? He knows that he perceives a faint presence in the area. But suddenly she disappears. The trail of blood I was following also ends right where Yugu is located. He starts to wonder where the beast could have gone, since it's obvious that he can't disappear into thin air. The python emerges from the forest and heads towards Yugu. Yugu flies through the air and glides. Ignore the weak level 5 beast. But suddenly, he looks back and he realizes that the python's face is strange. He realizes that the right side of the python, he has an extra horn on his face. Yugu and hates everything that has an asymmetric face. Decide that the python has to die. On the other hand, Oren managed to escape the situation by entering the arena. He realizes that the system warned him because he's the guy who mentioned that he wanted to get revenge on him. Oren realizes that the breath pill magic can hide its presence, but once she enters his mana occasionally leaks. Oren, decide that you'll have to keep a low profile. It decreases until it reaches its maximum strength. The system tells Oren that all their equipment will be deactivated, and you must select your weapon for the next battle. Oren realizes that he can't leave the arena until the fight is over, even though the equipment I was wearing has been deactivated. She thinks she should still be able to fight. Since he is now a level 30 vampire, look at the dots that are offered to him, and he realizes that the statistics are better than the last time they entered the arena. He thinks that this is stronger than when she first entered. However, you can still choose among a variety of weapons in the cabin. Remember that last time he found a cucumber and that the cucumber had a special advantage. He thinks he can get a weapon like that again too. This time, at that moment, find a mini whip in the shape of a loving heart. And without thinking twice, he chooses it. The whip has no statistic bonus, but hitting the target with it. Both the user and the target are in a state of excitement, increasing the attack power of both by 1 per 100 He is surprised to see the whip. It has a high-risk, high-reward system, which increases your attack power and that of the enemy. However, she thinks she should be able to dodge the attack of their enemies, which means you will get all the rewards without any risk. After choosing the whip, the system shows you the improvements, among which you can choose. There is the adventure mode. It's about an improvement, which makes him lose 50% of his HP instantly. But if he manages to win, your rewards increase by 20%. The next improvement is a good companion. You can invoke randomly a follower to join him in the battle. And the last improvement is the turtle shell with her. The damage received is reduced by 90% and the damage inflicted is also reduced by 90%. Oren examines the improvement and he realizes that it's adventure mode. There's too much risk for so little gain in the improvement. A turtle shell is too passive. And without knowing who their opponent is, Oren is completely useless. He realizes that he has 3 followers and that regardless of which one you choose, their chances of winning are quite high for that reason. Oren selects the best partner for the system. Randomly select one of your followers. Sure is in the bathroom, thinking about why Oren hasn't come back yet. And at the same time, I'm worried about whether Yugu has captured Oren. I can't get rid of this thought, because he has suddenly seen how strong Oren is. A light appears in the bathroom and she is dragged to the sand. How is it that the system gives her clothes even though she's naked? Before the clothes can appear on your body, he hasn't seen everything yet and he's stunned. The system finally gives her some clothes and choose some shorts and a sleeveless shirt for her. Sure. She is confused when she enters the arena and why has Oren brought her there? Oren tries to calm Sure, telling him that he hasn't seen anything. He asserts that he's just trying to evaluate his skills. He is surprised to hear this because of Oren. She is saying something else. A pleasure whip in hand. The commentator then announce your arrival to the arena. And he tells everyone that Oren and his followers, they will be the ones who challenge the ground that day. Your opponent is the Flame Witch. Valo is a master of the fire arts. She leaves with flames burning all over his body. He is surprised that there are 2 opponents ready to confront her. But they're not scared at all. Tell them not to think that he's going to give up like Ida did. He threatens to reduce it to ashes. Everything in the sand to show off. He throws fireballs that become so big that leave a charred crater in their wake even. Oren is surprised by the effect of the fireball. Oren admits that the power and scope of the attack, they are not something I can understand. He realizes that using the whip against a bullet, it will be a big mistake. It will only increase your attack power even more. Since the damage in the sand is transferred to real life, Oren, he realizes that it will be a big problem for him. And if they get seriously injured all of a sudden, he realizes that the description of the whip, it specifies that the objective is the same and it doesn't say enemy. Thinking about this, Valo is busy showing off her powers, showing how powerful it is. He tells Oren, who does not care how many there assures them that he will simply annihilate them. At that moment launches another wave of fireballs against both of them. Sur erects a wall of ice to block the self-fire. Talks about how much he hates who have fire attributes. Assures Valo that he will cross his flames with ease, letting him know he is not at the top of the world just because it has fire attributes. At that time, Valo also responds, saying he does not like those with ice attributes. Valo says she is still not giving her best, tells both of them, who is about to get very serious with them. Cher seems too absolutely undisturbed while telling Valo that everything. Shore leans into suddenly stretch. Oren hits her with the whip. This activates the whip effect by making Sure in a state of excitement, and its attacking power also increases by 1 to 1 to 100. She asks Oren why he has beaten her, and Oren urges him to endure the pain. Because there has been a change of plans, Oren continues to beat her repeatedly while looking for the perfect angle to deliver his blows. Even the commentator is surprised. What is happening? As he begins to wonder why, Oren is beating up his own teammate. The cries of his departure are heard all over the arena, giving everyone the impression that they are fighting. Valo blushes, wondering what is happening between the two of them, reminds them that they are in the sand, as he cannot understand what they are doing due to Oren's actions. The level of affection of Sure continues to increase. Soon it reaches 90. Can't believe that a mid-level executive of the group, as she is being whipped in public with a small Fasto Sure, admits that the whip hurts and is humiliating. But at the same time, he doesn't want me to stop. In fact, it is quoted more and more while goal does not in a short time. Your level of affection rises to 92% Sure. Can feel the intense power that runs through your body, and you feel it is about to explode. In a short time, has received 69% additional attack power to its original attack power. Oren doesn't stop there, as it activates the title of Commander, which increases She's statistics by 10%. At the same time, Oren is getting power, and the ability to with monsters also enters into force, which increases Oren's movement speed, attacks, and a bleeding effect. At that time, Valo breaks Joe's ice wall, mocking her for having such a weak wall. Valo is angry that the two of them were doing some ridiculous while fighting her, and threatens to kill them, so he breathes. And the commentator already realizes that Valo is about to use his definitive move. Valo launches Lava Breath, releasing a huge wave of fire through his mouth as fire falls on both of them, up, and instates Oren not to interfere, as he wants to take care of Valo on his own. Sheridan responds to the attack with his own powerful Ace Blast. This goes through the flare attack and consumes it. The Sure Ice attack is so powerful that it easily reaches and Valo, freezes it completely. Even the commentator is surprised to see this and realizes that the strength of the Sure's only attack is capable of defeating by hair, which makes them the winners of the bout. The commentator reveals that Oren is now qualified to move to the next floor. Rewards he earned from the fight include fire resistance, what improves its resistance to fire damage and reduces the damage received. Also gets a skill point that you can use to upload level existing skills and improve their effects. Then, the system asks Oren if he is willing to move to the 3rd floor, is informed that it will be provided with new weapons and Oren upgrades, reflects on the offer, and realizes that with his current increase in attack, can easily exceed the 3rd floor. But he is clearly nervous. The side effects of the mini whip is already affecting his head, and no longer thinks clearly. Oren turns to Shaw and tells him that he has done very well, of and her then asks him about his mental state. Sewer admits he feels very strange, and who has never felt so strange in her life before. Sin embargo, his back still hurts from the painful blows, but it feels very good. Oren clearly sees that is not in its right mind, and that if he decides to move on to the next floor, could end up just like Sewer. Oren decides to send Sure home through the arena gate. Oren is pleased that the sand is working quite well, just in case he is pursued by an enemy. The portal opens right in the apartment of Sure, and she reveals that her body hurts, begs Oren to help him massage his body, and he agrees to do so. It's your fault that she feels this way. At that moment, the system took away the suit that Sure had given him, leaving her totally naked. Sure is surprised when the clothes disappear of her body, and she is forced to run out to change. After putting on new clothes, he lies down on the couch and tells Oren, who is already ready to receive the massage. Oren can't believe it. Have you worn black socks just for an Oren massage? Place your hands on your lap, and you can feel the pleasant texture of their body. The black stockings, they also make everything more attractive. But Oren, he soon realizes that his thoughts, they are getting quite wild. Then he realizes that the stimulating effect of the mini is not actually disappearing. The effect becomes stronger. With every physical contact he has with her, he's sure also enjoy the massage, since it admits that Oren's techniques, they are incredible. The pain I was feeling, she had disappeared completely after their hands touched her. You can feel the excitement coursing through your body. And with that, their affection level increases to 94% sure. She can't believe that Oren is the first boy to kiss her, but he's also the first boy who touches every inch of their body. Sure is already thinking about getting married to Oren, since he has done all these things with her. At that moment, their affection level skyrockets to 96%. Suddenly, Oren starts to take off his clothes, reminding her that she wanted them to do it together, and they're in the perfect situation for it. He suggests that they do it. Thor tries to argue about this, saying that they only want a massage. Without going too far with Oren, Shura asserts that she is still not mentally prepared. It reminds him that she has been provoking him all the time, especially after they whipped her with the mini whip. Of the punishment of the loving heart, Oren lies on her, pressing his entire body against hers, and tell him to call him daddy. Oro gives birth to its own, and the level of affection increases to 98%. When Horn breaks up with Joe, their level of affection reaches the maximum. And with that, you unlock a special reward, the ultimate blood that can only be used once. He wakes him up and tells him that there is a wave of energy in her. She admits that it's incredible and she feels very lucky. He can't believe that his teacher opened the doors to a world for him completely new. The system informs you to start your follower Sue. He has obtained his essence of blood and the blessing that accompanies it. He has received a raise significant of its attributes and has also evolved. Because of this, he has received a promotion to the Diamond Star level. She seems absolutely thrilled. While trying to express how he feels, Oren smiles, excited, while admitting that the mechanism is quite crazy. He is surprised that a golden tear has awakened. She has been instantly promoted a full rank. She is wondering. If this also happens to someone who is at a certain superior level, and then reminds him of. He drew the blood sword from Nikis's chest. She tells him that she also is qualified to generate an exclusive weapon like that for him. Her gets excited upon hearing this and tells Oren that is ready for you to try it out. Then Oren activates the ability of soul resonance. A purple light appears on his chest, same as in Nikis's. When the weapon appears, Sue wonders, what kind of weapon are you going to provide to your beloved master? At that moment, a crown black emerges from her chest, and she declares it as impressive as Nikis's blood sword. Plus ... He believes that the crown fits Oren's aura. It turns out that the crown is the crown of the night brings more than 100 intelligence points and a cup of punch. 10% magic critic. In addition to increasing the attack magic by 20% at night or in the dark, Oren admits that an exclusive piece like the crown, it's on another level. He smiles, realizing that he has the crown on his head. You'll look like a real vampire. However, he is worried about the crown. Make visible what would undermine the idea. At that moment, the system applies the hidden appearance mode to the crown. What is in her head? The system informs that the team's attributes will remain active, but the crown will not be visible. Later now, he thanks Suar for his help, telling him that he has been able to do everything he had to do. However, they can't stay for long due to who they are. Shur is surprised when he realizes that Oren leaves before leaving. Oren asks Shur, lend him some money, since she seems to be rich to a certain extent. If you're surprised that Oren wants to borrow money from you, and it reminds him it's the first time they've slept together, and he is already asking him for money. She makes fun of him and tells him that he's awkward, but at the same time, he assures Oren everything that belongs to her, it also belongs to him. He tells Oberon that he can take whatever he wants. After getting the money from the south, Oren is going to school. Xiao Yu, leave the money on your desk. Open the backpack that is on your desk, and she is stunned, finding it full of cash. After leaving the money, Oren he also completes his daily mission by eating quickly of a student who thinks she's been bitten by a mosquito. Oren, he is not happy with the fact that he can see Sayo, but he can't greet her so as not to put her in danger. Wait for me to use it. Well, the money that he has given, since he had to crush his ego to borrow money from your father. Oren just wants his sister to be happy. Even though I don't get into a good university when I sweat back to work. He can't get Oren's presence out of his head. He starts to groan in his office, which leaves her in an embarrassing situation. Return to reality when a member of your team enters the room. Sue looks surprised and starts to stutter, trying to justify what they just saw, though. The team member lets him know that he's not worried. What is happening? She tells him about her colleagues. They were kidnapped by people from the elite center the previous night. She believes this might be related with the death of Yuan at the elite center, a suburban factory. The two guys from his group, they are being tortured by one man. The two tell one, men who have nothing to do with Yuan's death. They even claim that when they arrived at the place, there was nothing but a skeleton waiting for the two of them. They refuse to give in and corroborating the other person's story. The guys think they're being stalked because the elite center, he can't find the killer. And because they are the weakest, it's easy to trample on them. They tell one man that they are basically intimidating them. But this only enrages one man. What are you telling them that they should want? I'm going to die from talking so much all of a sudden. The factory door opens abruptly. One man is surprised, wondering who just entered. And here it is. It's none other than been looking for their teammates who have been captured. She enters with an air that envelops the environment. Give it to your teammates. One manga. The two are glad to see their leader, and they reveal to her the assurances that they had been waiting for her. The man is angry about the entrance of is in the building and tells him there are several silver rank awakenings. Watching the warehouse, Wonder Man asks him how he was able to get in. Being just a low-level gold rank, Shore makes fun of Wonder Man, and he tells him that he has already taken care of his supposed matters. The warehouse. He has turned everyone into ice sculptures. He assures one man he is the next one on the list. Prepare your ice powers, and he tells one man that he's going to try out his new technique with him. Sue throws a lot of ice wheels towards one, but one man fully trusts in his abilities. He is so sure that the ice wheels they just can't handle your fiery punches. He tells his father that he's been lucky. However, Yugo stopped them the last time they fought. This time, he is ready to sweep the floor with Shore. Shore then tells one man that in reality, he is the unfortunate one for is not in the area to support Shore. Then, he throws a wheel of ice 16 times to attack one man. He watches in horror as the wheels of ice approach him at a great speed. As the ice wheels get closer, one man unleash your flames and tell you he is one of the rank warriors, the strongest gold there is. He boasts about it, letting his friend know she has no chance at all. He shouts at one man against him, telling him that he's not the same person anymore. The last time Wonder Man fought? Break the ice wheels that are rushing towards you. He tells her that for him, she's still the same all of a sudden. An arrow of ice pierces the side of his head. Wonder Man, she is surprised to see that he can even control the fragments of ice, smaller with maximum precision. More fragments are piercing his body, and its era activates the fragment, causing ice flowers to grow on his body. One man, he finally realizes that he was tricked into attacking the ice wheel. What is a Wonder Man trap? He let his guard down and got the fragments of ice before realizing that he had underestimated his. Since that was their plan from the beginning, he praises Wonder Man for having discovered his plan, but let him know that it's already too late. He tells Wonder Man the ice fragments that she controls, they have already entered your body through your wounds. He assures Wonder Man you can easily freeze it with just snap your fingers. He urges him to surrender because he has already let him know that you might consider forgive him if he behaves. Your teammates are watching the scene and everyone. They praise their leader for being amazing. One man's ego. He takes hold of it and remembers that he was to be Yuke's partner. Because he is one of the strongest gold-ranked fighters, he doesn't want to accept to have been humiliated by a woman of gold rank. I think it's a total disgrace, and that's why he's not willing to accept that he's lost. A burning ore, and he tells him that he can't scare him. Declares that it will melt easily all the ice that is inside him, unleashing their fiery aura. She is capable of burning that grow in your body. Then he goes after him. He hit him with a big fiery punch. He just sighs with disappointment and calls one man stupid. Your wounds to the fingers and the fragments of ice present in the heart of one man take effect. One man's body is shattered. When a large fragment of ice emerges from it, one man's body is shattered, crash into the ground, losing life in the most horrible way, even with one man on the ground and dead. Keep going there to cultivate your declaring aura. That your fire cannot melt their ice. A cold aura emanates from his body as he reveals who is no longer a ranked warrior. I pray because it has happened. Next level, and now she is a diamond ranked warrior. After the defeat of one man Sure, ask your teammates if they're okay. They assure him who are doing well and have only suffered some minor setbacks. They tell him that they haven't revealed any information confidential either. Suddenly Sure, he feels a terrifying thirst for blood in the area. As I suspected, it turns out that Yugu is standing next to the entrance of the factory, looking threatening. He tells his friend that he's impressed that it happened. From the gold rank to the diamond star in just 2 days, Yugu reveal. So there are 2 types of people that you can't stand. The first group are those that have an aspect asymmetric, and the second are those who dare to lie to him. Unfortunately, sorry, it falls into both categories. Meanwhile, in the village of the succubi, Oren just returned. He has activated the resonance with and Nika. He has recovered the blood sword because she was dying to use it. The last time she used it, he could only try it briefly and couldn't check it. Appropriately their attributes. The sword of blood. It also works optimally at night or in dark environments. The sword is also very powerful since it can restore 5 health points for each death. Aaron is wondering if the exclusive weapons are designed basically to give night bonuses. In addition to this, it adapts to your level, giving 30 points to all their stats per level. Basically, the stronger it is,